All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? It's your boy Damon. I'm here with the DK and Tree podcast. I came on here this morning because I saw some stories, and enough is enough. With it's a lot. Enough is enough. Let me start off with this one. This story. Um, I guess it happened down in Louisiana where I saw a 1 and a 4 year old that was left in the hurricane, and the mom was found 350 miles away from her kids. How can you leave your kids in a storm? How do you know you not have your children? And they call him the miracle, one the miracle baby, but the 4 year old brother didn't survive. And enough is enough. If you don't want your children, give them to someone that can care for them. But to leave them in a hurricane and one is dead and the other one survived. And reading the story, it says a trucker actually stopped and found the child and took the child to safety. Thank God for that trucker for seeing the child crawling on the side of the road in a hurricane for 2 days with no type of protection from the elements. But the brother didn't survive. This this is sickening. Sickening to anybody that's a parent out here, anyone that has children, anyone that's vowed to protect their children, and you're leaving your child and then you're going 350 miles away from your kids. This is unbelievable. An unbelievable story. And when I was told about it, I actually looked it up and I read it, and I heart heart just dropped. It dropped because, again, I don't understand how you can do this to your own kids. Your own kids. How how can you leave a child in a hurricane? You left both of your kids and then you just go? What is going on? What is the problem? What is going on in our society that we feel as though that's the right thing to do? This is a child that you have, that you nurtured, that you've taken care of, and you're just going to leave them? It's like leaving children in a hot vehicle. How can you forget that your child is back there? How can you forget that this person is the most important thing to you and you left them on the side of the road or you leave them in cars? I get that we have a lot of things going on in life, but that was totally unacceptable. And again, this has broke my heart reading this story that they're calling it a miracle child that survived a hurricane. A hurricane survived. You know, God doesn't make mistakes at all, and God protects his children. He didn't make no mistake by saving his child. But the mom, shame on you. Shame on you. And I'm gonna have to use some PG terms in here because I really want to say a lot of other things. But this story broke my heart that you left your kids in a storm with no type of protection from the elements, no type of protection from wildlife, no type of protection from anything. But you were that selfish that you left your kids and then you went 350 miles away to Mississippi, to Mississippi, and left them kids. And you didn't give a damn. That's heartbreaking. And I think for any parent that may listen to this or listen to me saying this, it's heartbreaking. Your heart goes out to it. Then I saw another story in Florida where these two in a relationship and they got into it. And the guy goes outside and he has this 16-month old. And, if anybody listens to Sheriff Grady Judd, it was on his page. And young lady gets mad. Then, she goes outside. Well, he throws a center brick on the car. Well, it makes her madder. Now, here's the thing. He has their 16-month-old kid in his hands. 16-month-old kid in his hands. And hey, look, she comes outside. Now she's chasing him with the car, with the 16-month-old kid in their hands. She runs him and the 16-month-old down with the car. With the car. She picks the baby up, the 16-month-old kid, takes the baby in the house, right? Leaves the baby. Boyfriend's on the way to the hospital. The boyfriend says, hey, you need to take the kid to the hospital. Oh, that kid will be okay. That kid will be okay. That kid will be okay. And left. So the boyfriend leaves the hospital, goes and gets the kid, takes the kid back to the hospital. The kid's in critical condition. The mom flees and goes to Orlando to her sister's house. You telling me you get that angry that you can't see that your child is hurt? Your own child. You're just your flesh and blood, and you don't give your own flesh and blood medical care. Despicable. Horrible. Unacceptable. My heart goes out to these kids. It does, because they can't defend themselves. They can't defend themselves. They can't do anything. And for the simple fact that how can you sit here and really be in good conscience that you hurt your own child? How can you be in good conscience? How can you sleep at night? How can you actually say that, hey, I am a great parent, but we don't protect our kids? And Manette, you're absolutely right with your comment. You're absolutely right with your comment. This broke my heart listening to this, because kids they can't defend themselves. And these are not like big kids. These are kids, little kids. They can't defend themselves. They depend on us to defend them. But in the case in the Florida incident, you so angry at the boyfriend, you didn't care about anything. So you ran him and the child down. And in the case where the young lady left the kids on the side of the road, this is horrible. This is despicable. When is something going to change? When is something going to change with anything? I don't get how you can be in good conscience again and hurt your own children. You know, even another incident, Sheriff Grady Judd, because I watch his stuff all the time, where another incident where I think there was a couple that adopted a kid, right, from a foreign country, got him over here trying to have a better life, and they abused that kid, beat the kid. But the one that broke my heart the most, they tied the kid up with his hands behind the back and threw him in the pool. How's that protecting someone? And they had it all on video. How is that protecting someone? Enough is enough. Our kids can't defend themselves. But yet, when these kids get older, they don't have guidance. But look at everything they done went through. We're not helping our youth. But your own child, and you doing this to your own child, is despicable. Despicable. Breaks my heart to even come on here and talk about this. Why should we have to talk about this? These are our kids that we should have to protect all the time. Unacceptable behavior by some of us parents. Unacceptable. And it has to stop. And it has to change. Like I said, this broke my heart. Broke my heart this morning. And if anybody isn't upset about this, there's something wrong. Because, again, we need to protect our kids, especially if they can't even defend themselves. These kids couldn't defend themselves. Like I said, the incident in Florida, that's a lot of rage. This incident, I don't know what she could have been thinking to leave her kids on the side of a road in the middle of a hurricane, and you worry about yourself. That's truly heartbreaking. Heartbreaking to anyone. Heartbreaking to me. Heartbreaking to any parent. How can you just leave your child to have them fend for themselves in a hurricane? Unfortunately, one is not here, but one did survive. Truly, truly sad. Truly sad. Shame on these parents. Truly sad. But I'm going to switch gears here for a second because remember I said enough is enough. Last week, I think I spoke over the Kyrie Jackson situation. Unfortunate that him and them two young men that died in that car crash. But what do I see, Lord and behold, at the candlelight visual? At the candlelight visual, someone gets shot and killed at a candlelight visual for someone, families trying to remember their loved ones that was lost in a tragic crash. Enough is enough. When are we going to all stand up to this? When are we all going to be like, look, lawmakers, what the hell are you doing up here? When is enough enough? We don't have a gun problem? We don't. What's the issue? Again, you were there trying to remember your loved one, and someone gets shot and killed. Trying to remember their loved one. I just spoke about this last week, how tragic that was. And 3 young men lost their lives. And now, in a remembrance, someone gets shot and killed there. And injured. Trying to remember their loved one that just got lost. When is enough enough? When is everybody going to stand up and say, look, we've had enough of this and things need to change? This violence is just sad and it needs to stop. When are we going to stand up to everyone? When are we all going to come together and say, hey, we've had enough of this? We're tired of being victimized. Because apparently they don't care up there. So we have to stand up to it. Because who wants to be a victim? Who wants to be worrying about going out their house, getting knocked upside their head, or just going to someone trying to remember someone and getting shot? We had another incident where they were at the burial site and a shooting happened there. How unacceptable is that? Despicable. Despicable behavior. Despicable. Where's the respect anymore? We don't even have that anymore. But enough is enough. When are we going to all bound together and say, hey, we are tired of this and you need to do something? Because, as you see, our political figures only seem to worry about themselves these days. That's the only time they seem to come out, when they want your vote. When do you care about someone's life? When do you care about your community, as you say, or your constituents, as you say? When do you care? Because, again, it's a problem. And it's always been a problem. But nobody wants to address it. When are we all going to stand up together? When are we all going to put an end to this together? Because right now, no one seems to want to do anything. Everybody's worried about, oh, well, we can't do this and we can't do that. No, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just choose not to. You just choose not to. But all this violence has to stop. It does. Innocent people are getting hurt. Innocent people are being victimized. Innocent people are the ones that we need to worry about. Yeah, I agree with you, Evera. It's no we anymore. Everybody's about self, and that's what it is. Everyone is about self. But we need to stick together. We do, because this enough is enough. I've had enough of this. Like I said, the story with the babies broke my heart. Broke my heart. The incident in Florida broke my heart. Because if anyone that has kids and you love your children and you protect them at all costs, this breaks your heart too. And the whole thing of, like I said, you trying to remember your loved one and someone getting killed, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. We need to stick together. We need to solve this somehow. We need to push this as much as possible. This is what I'm saying. Listen, if you have children, hug them, love them every day. Seriously, because no way our children should be getting hurt by us, our parents. No way. It is no way. And if you're out here and you working hard every day, I thank you for working hard every day. No one should be a victim to violence. Because as we see with the carjackings, right? With the shootings, who's doing it? Our youth. They're getting younger and younger and younger. There's no guidance. And we got to change that. That's my 2 cents for that. Again, but this story with the kids being left in the hurricane really broke my heart. Broke my heart. If you have kids, love them, hug them, tell them you love them. Even if you don't talk to them much, tell them you love them. Because how can you see your own 2 kids hurt? But most importantly, they were hurt by you because you left them out there. That's the most importantly. I'm going to sign off here. I appreciate everyone that may have been listening, your comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. But again, this broke my heart this morning. Hey, if I don't say it, I love you all for tuning in, listening to me, and sharing your opinions also. I'll catch y'all later.